We are live for UFC 322's co-main event featuring Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili for the women's flyweight title. Now, Zhang Weili, as you know, is the reigning, really, but the former women's strawweight title holder. So she's moving up from 115 to 125 to challenge Valentina Shevchenko, a fight that she wanted 6 years ago. She finally gets it, and now she's introduced into the octagon. And now Valentina Shevchenko is getting introduced. So this is just a high-level fight. I thought there would be somewhat of a height difference because I thought Valentina Shevchenko was pretty tall, but it's just a 1-inch difference. So not a big deal. Valentina Shevchenko is getting introduced now. She's won this belt or retained this belt 10 different times. I mean, just unbelievable. And Weili is 36, Shevchenko's 37, and as I always say, this is like the late prime for the women's division. Like they're still in their prime, where the men are slowing down at this point. Both fighters walking together, they're introduced. They do touch gloves. And man, Weili's arms are huge. Absolutely huge. Boy, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. Oh my goodness. And a night that seemed to drag on quickly picked up here when we entered the main card. We've had 3 straight finishes in quick fashion. I mean, it took Pratis 2 rounds to KO Edwards, but other than that, it's been pretty quick fight by fight. And here we go. This fight's underway. Let's see if we get a slow start. Remember, it's 5 rounds. It's for the title. And the fans definitely supporting Weili by far. Oh, big right by Weili to start. And Weili's going to have a lot of speed. And we know Shevchenko's a good counter striker. Nice leg kick to the body by Shevchenko. So can she counter the speed of Weili? That's what we're all watching for. 50 seconds gone, not a lot of action. And Weili's not being too aggressive yet, right? She recognizes that Shevchenko's a counter striker. And Shevchenko jumps in with a big left. And Weili keeping her distance as of right now. And to me, that favors Shevchenko, right? Weili's going to have to get inside. She got a shorter reach, a little bit lower to the ground. It's a 1-inch difference, but it seems like 4. Ooh, some nice counters by Shevchenko. And here comes Weili. Shevchenko lands a knee to the body, and Weili goes down. Shevchenko's on top, and watch out for the crucifix position. Weili's holding the guard. Shevchenko staying on top. And this is where Shevchenko wants to be, especially with a smaller fighter in terms of Weili. Now, her arms are really big, but in terms of having her on the ground, this is an advantage for Shevchenko by far. She'll get it here every round if she can. Weili doing a good job at defense so far, trying to get up, and she does. Look at this. Weili back to her feet, 2:20 left in round 1. Ooh, and a spinning back elbow landed on Weili. And now Weili gets into the body of Shevchenko. Boy, and it's hard to stress how interesting of a matchup this is. I mean, two different weight classes colliding. Ooh, and the fight goes to the ground. Weili on her back. And now side control for Shevchenko, and this is bad for Weili. We've seen Shevchenko in this position for a lot of minutes in her career, if not hours. Side control is her comfort zone. We've seen Weili do a great job of striking on the feet, but how will she handle this being on the ground? She got up the first time. Can she do it again? And she's already working towards that. Shevchenko goes right back to side control. Weili doing a good job with the half guard, though, right? Preventing Shevchenko's left leg from getting into a full mount. Same thing she did the first time, but this time she's having a tougher time getting back to her feet. And with 25 seconds left, she's probably just content to fight this position. But so far, advantage Shevchenko in round one. She's up 7-4 in significant strikes. And what that means is, you know, we're used to seeing Weili land 30 to 40 significant strikes per round. So she's taken her out of her fight. And that'll do it for round one. So Shevchenko's up 1-0. And Weili going back to the corner, not very happy. Clearly. Frustrated. Now her corner's telling her not to rush. Be patient. Take your time. And that's a trick, right? Because Weili wants to just stand and just throw. Bing, 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 bing. But when you do that, you give up takedowns. And when Shevchenko gets you to the ground, it's very hard to get back to your feet. You give up all your strength. Boom. Nice knee to the body there by Shevchenko. See, and when Weili goes out, when she rushes, like her corner's telling her to be patient, when she leans forward is when she gets taken down. And there's Islam Makhachev getting suited up. He's getting ready. Fans roar. They want to see him win a second belt. Although JDM is a crowd favorite as well, so it's going to be interesting in the next one as well. But right now, we got a big fight on our hands. Round two underway. When you look on paper, it doesn't seem like the height difference would be a big deal, right? 5'5" to 5'4", but it looks like 4 inches. Nice combo and counter by Shevchenko. And there goes Weili once again. She's going to get taken down, and she does. But Weili gets the half guard in right away, and the same position that Shevchenko has been in before. Kind of a side control, but she just can't get the left leg out. And now it's out. Oh boy, so complete side control here now for Shevchenko. And she's gonna start raining them elbows. And this fight is just going completely the way of Valentina Shevchenko right now. And it's crazy because 2-3 fights ago, I thought Shevchenko was done. Right? Maybe 4 or 5 fights ago. And the fans making noise because Valentina's getting close to her favorite position. And this side control position is just rough for Weili. I mean, there's not much he can do. Valentina's trying to get that left arm down with the knee. And she does. Oh, boy. And she's got the crucifix position locked in. Weili gets the left arm out, though. And what are you supposed to do when Shevchenko gets you in this side mount? What are you supposed to do? I mean, Weili doesn't have an answer. The first time she got out of it, but now it's getting tougher and tougher. And as she gets more and more tired throughout the rounds, it's going to be even tougher. And you see it when you watch film, but it's something else to be in there with Shevchenko. The New York City fans beginning to boo, but they should be cheering when you look at the ability of Shevchenko. And I know fans want to see fighters stand up and strike, but this is what Shevchenko does. And we might very well see this for 5 rounds. And now Weili doing a better job of getting position here. Now she's got the full guard, but that clock is just ticking down. 1 minute left, round 2. And just making it look easy right now. I mean, just making it look easy. Nice shoulder strike by Shevchenko. And there's no chance of a stand-up, right? The ref is not going to stand him up because Shevchenko's constantly landing something. Not anything big, although there's a nice right. But enough to be active to where she's controlling the position, she's staying active, and the ref is not going to stand a fighter up in this situation. And you look at this, Weili 5 significant strikes as we approach the end of the second round. I mean, we've seen her in fights where she's landed 200-300 significant strikes in a fight, and she's got 5. That's the dominance of Valentina Shevchenko. So this fight's going pretty much how I saw it going so far. Of course, anything can happen. We'll see what they say in Weili's corner once again. So they're telling Weili to keep Shevchenko at range. The problem is she can't land at range. So eventually she realizes that and she comes in and tries to land something. And when she gets too close, Valentina's like a snake, man. She just gets a hold of her, takes her to the ground, and Weili can't do anything. Yeah, so her corner's saying we want this round on the feet, avoid takedowns at all cost. And I mean, that's the message. But can Weili avoid takedowns for 3 rounds and outstrike Shevchenko? I don't see it happening. I mean, Shevchenko's clearly up 2-0 right now. Shevchenko looking to retain the title or win the title for an 11th time. How many fighters have done that? Not many. 1 or 2. And Weili's already looking a little aggressive, landing a left-right. And you know what that means. Shevchenko's going to go in for the takedown at any time. 30 seconds gone, round 3. And a nice leg kick by Weili. And this is what you saw Micah Morales do in the last fight, is he was worried about the takedowns from Sean Brady. He kept his hips back and leaned forward. I mean, it was obvious. Oh, and a nice right by Shevchenko. And another right by Shevchenko, which is crazy when you watch this because what we've seen Zhang Weili do to other fighters in terms of the striking, and how Shevchenko is just shutting her down and even has the ability to stand and strike with her. But that's a difference of just 10 pounds. And a spinning kick to the body by Shevchenko. Weili clearly frustrated. And why would you not be frustrated? I mean, Weili's doing everything she can. You know, now she's going to get taken down again, it looks like. She's up against the fence. And we'll see if Shevchenko can land a takedown. But, you know, you try everything. You try to keep your distance. That's not working. You try to get in and strike, and then Shevchenko gets you to the ground. Weili doing a little bit better of a job here in the first 2 minutes. And a nice elbow there by Weili. And she clears out. As her corner yells desperately, like, get out of there. And her corner's wishes are coming true so far. They want the third round on the feet. Easier said than done. And a nice knee to the body by Shevchenko. Nice leg kick by Shevchenko nearly lands. And clearly the knee to the body bothered Zhang Weili. And it's just crazy what 10 pounds can do. Just the difference in power and strength. And Weili's got to really get it going. I mean, she's got to have 3 decisive rounds. This one is not decisive. It's close. Now Shevchenko looking for the takedown. She gets it. And she's back on top. And this is not a good look for Zhang Weili. Because if she stays here and Shevchenko can land some strikes, she's going to lose this round as well. 11 significant strikes here, deep into the third round for Zhang Weili. And that's a crazy stat. And when you think about Shevchenko, if she goes on to win this fight, my first thought was, will she ever go up to bantamweight again? But I don't think so because Kayla Harrison is just too big. I mean, Kayla Harrison is a problem. You know, when Amanda Nunes is up there, she's a problem too. But maybe you can match up with her, make it a fight. But Kayla Harrison, I don't even think she attempts it. Clock running down here in the third round, 25 seconds left. Oh, now Shevchenko just pounded away, stands up, postures up, and then goes right back into side control, side mount. And that'll do it for round 3. Man, he's just getting dominated. Stay tuned. We're coming right back after this. You have asked, and we have delivered. The TCMMA merch shop is now live, and we got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, summer is just ending. We're rolling into winter very quickly. So we still got t-shirts and hats up, right? We got hoodies rolling out. We got your toboggans or whatever you want to call them rolling out as well, sweatpants, all these type of things. But the bottom line is, for several years, you have said, Crisscross, when are you going to roll out the merch shop? And the merch shop is finally here. So it's time to get it, right? You can't ask, and then when I deliver, not get any merch. So that's what it's time to do. And you see here, there's all different types of products. I mean, you got coffee mugs, hats. You can change colors of t-shirts and any other products that you want. And look, we still got crop tops. So that means that the summer is still here. It's still with us. We got another 2 months before it really gets cold. But we are rolling out all the winter gear as well. So we're right in the middle right now. And you got multiple colors to choose from. So get on to the merch shop. You can click the link in the description of any video and get you some gear. And guess what? All the proceeds really just go to help us continue building this channel. So help us out and get some merch. All right, round 4 here. Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Weili. And we'll see if Zhang Weili can get anything going. I think she's clearly down 3-0 right now. So it's getting to the point where Zhang Weili is going to need a finish. And that's going to be tough because she hasn't found an angle yet, right, to even land some strikes. I mean, it just has not gone her way at all. 24-15 in significant strikes for Shevchenko. 822 of control, 3 takedowns on 4 attempts. Total strikes 82-30, and it's more widespread in the total strikes because she's landing some ground and pound. That's not really significant, but she's pulling away in that area. And another kick to the body by Shevchenko, and that's really bothering Zhang Weili. Now a kick up high. That was a smart idea by Shevchenko because every time she goes to throw that kick now, Weili's bringing her arms down to defend her, to defend the midsection. And Shevchenko just looking dominant right now. And barring a finish, this opportunity for Weili is quickly fading away. And of course, we're going to see the same thing in the next fight. Islam going for the welterweight. But in this case, if you're Weili and you don't get it, and same goes for Islam, which we don't know what's going to happen there yet. But if you go up for the title and you don't get it, I guess you retreat right back to your division, right? So all the women in the strawweight division are watching this fight and like, man, please let Zhang Weili win. We don't want her back in this division. It's wide open right now. Especially if you're Mackenzie Dern. You're like, I just got the belt. Don't let the champ come back. And a nice right by Shevchenko. Both of them landed really, but Shevchenko got the better of it. We've seen Zhang Weili in some stand-up striking affairs, just 200-300 significant strikes. You remember the Joanna Jędrzejczyk fight back in the day, right? Just going back and forth, back and forth. It's a lot harder to do that with Shevchenko because when you get too close, she kicks you. And if you get closer than that, she takes you down or controls you up against the fence. There's just not many angles against Shevchenko. It's the bottom line. So we're deep into the 4th round now, 1:30 left, no takedowns yet for Shevchenko. So she's content with just running the clock a little bit. Probably doesn't want to use much energy, save it for the 5th. She recognizes she's winning this fight big. Now she catches the leg of Weili and she takes her to the ground once again. And we spoke too soon. And it's like we've just seen the same thing every round. You want to talk about patience, which is what Zhang Weili's corner is saying. You got to be patient, especially early after the 1st round. Shevchenko's the one being patient. She just waits for that opportunity and boom, takes you to the ground. The only good thing Zhang Weili is doing down here is maintaining the half guard, which is preventing her from, any type of submission. But other than that, she's just getting absolutely dominated. So only landed 5 head strikes, 18 significant strikes overall. And Shevchenko's got 34 and 17. So she's winning in every single area. And at this point, the only thing more that Shevchenko can do would be to get the finish. And a nice shoulder strike, another one by Shevchenko. Boy, and Zhang Weili clearly frustrated. And she's talking to her corner between each round, and there's not much they can do. I mean, you've tried everything. Ooh. Boy, those leg kicks are nasty, man. Submission. Her corner's telling her go for the submission. Are you crazy? The only way Zhang Weili is winning this fight is if she just comes out at the beginning of this round and lands something big and gets lucky and drops Shevchenko. That's it. If the fight goes to the ground, it's over. Because I think it's clear now that Shevchenko's not letting her up. I mean, that's just the way it is. And here we go with round 5. Oh, they're tied up already. We'll see if Shevchenko can land another takedown. Shevchenko walking her back to the fence. And Weili doing everything she can not to be taken down. Because she knows if she gets taken down, this fight is a wrap. And boy, it's looking like Mackenzie Dern better be ready. Because Zhang Weili's going to be coming back down. That's the way this fight is looking. Like, it's just not going to happen at flyweight, especially as long as Shevchenko is the champ. There's just a clear difference. And it's amazing what a 10-pound weight difference does. I mean, clearly just how much stronger Shevchenko is. Now Shevchenko looking for the takedown. She's going to get it. Yes, she does. Oh, my goodness. Three minutes left in the fight for Weili to do something, but I don't think she gets off the ground, in my opinion. Oh, big right by Shevchenko. And Shevchenko would just be fine with just keeping the fight right here on the ground. And she is looking to move to side control, but which I didn't even think she'd do that. I mean, she clearly has this fight won. She just got to run the clock out now. Halfway through round 5, 2:30 left. And you haven't even heard much from Shevchenko's corner. It's just a straight up clinic. And I really thought about a year or two ago Shevchenko was slowing down, but she's not. I mean, when will she slow down? Look at this round by round. 223 to nothing in the first, control. 409 to nothing in the second. 139 to nothing in the third. 116 to nothing in the fourth. And then this one's going to be approaching 3 or 4 minutes. So, she's over 11:51 of control time, 5 takedowns on 6 attempts. And it's just Weili can't do anything on the ground. You remember in round 1, Weili got up but not here. Just an absolute clinic. Now Shevchenko pounding away, man. She wants to finish. Weili looking at the corner. They can't do anything for you. Final minute of this fight. Shevchenko just looking like a dominant champion against a strawweight division champ moving up to face her. And, you know, if you're Shevchenko, you take it personally, right? I mean, you got to take it personally. You just listen to these numbers. Total strikes, 154 to 55, as Shevchenko just tries to run out the clock here. 38 to 23 in significant strikes. Zhang Weili has 23 significant strikes. That's crazy. She only has 9 head strikes. Shevchenko, 19. Body strikes, 13 to 7. Forget about it. 13-24 of control on 5 takedowns. Just an absolute dominant performance. And Shevchenko sits up and she stands. And Weili just trying to kick, doing anything she can to get a finish, but it's not going to happen. There's a tap. And we're down to 5 seconds. And guess what, y'all? Valentina Shevchenko, and still women's flyweight champion as both these fighters hug it out. That'll do it. The decision is obvious. Valentina Shevchenko is still the UFC women's flyweight champion here at UFC.